Hey guys. Sorry. We're on day 9. I can't believe it. It feels like it's been longer. um, Before we get started on today's chapters, I wanted to share something that happened to me today. I'm sure you can already tell I'm not as bubbly as I was yesterday. Um, so this morning I was sleeping and it was real early, and I was dreaming about demons and there being one in my room, and my husband was trying to help me get rid of it, and it wasn't going away, and it was like in like a vent in the room. And then I woke up today, and all day I've been in a bad mood, tired, no energy, cranky, irritable, just just not in a good mood today. I barely paid attention to the Bible today when I recorded it earlier, to the chapters today. I just prayed right now, and even then, it was kind of like it was lackluster. It wasn't as like deep as I have been praying lately, and I'm finding myself. Yesterday I felt like I'm really opening my eyes more and more to demonic strongholds and how you can unintentionally invite demons into your life and demonic strongholds, and opening those doors with this book that I'm reading that I left in the comments yesterday. And um, and part of what he said in the book yesterday was that demons, sometimes you can get rid of them, but they'll come back and check in on you periodically to see if they can, you know, more wiggle their way into, deceiving you somehow or hurting you somehow. Not physically, but like, deceiving you or tempting you, things like that, things that the devil and the demons do. And I really feel like this morning while I was sleeping, they snuck in there and they just got in my head and made me feel all sorts of ways. And I've just been having a bad day. And a little annoyed, when I prayed right now, I asked God to help, protect me while I'm sleeping. Because before all of this happened, I believed in spirits, and my whole life, even in my childhood, I remember I would feel spirits. And now when I look back on it, I'm recognizing that it was demons that I was feeling, because I was always scared of them. I was always afraid of them, especially at night. At night was the worst. I can't tell you how many sleepless nights I've had. And I always thought that they were spirits, just maybe like bad spirits or even just good spirits, but I just didn't, I was afraid, um, like, uh, and I believed that for my whole life so far, until recently. And now I look back and I'm like, oh my God, these were like demons hovering over and, being in my life this whole time. And I don't know why, um, but I feel like I have to mention this. So growing up at my grandma's house, she had a Ouija board, and she had it in this shelving area right next to this bedroom. And I'm telling you guys, ever since I was a little kid, I never wanted to go in that bedroom. I never wanted to walk by that shelving unit because there was a extra bathroom right there, that was outside of the room in the shelving unit. And I would always tell my mom and grandma, like, I'm scared. I don't want to go over there. There's something bad. And it was this joke in my family because my grandma was like, oh no, that's just she had like a name for it, and she was like, no, he loves me. And my mom and I and my brothers, we would laugh because we would be like, well, the spirit only loves you, it doesn't like the rest of us. And my mom even told me that when she was like teenagers with her friends, they played with the Ouija board, and they like one of her friends got attacked by a demon in her sleep all the time, nightmares and stuff like this. And I wonder if the reason that they've been in my life so long, since I was even just a little girl, this has been happening to me since I can remember. And I wonder if it's because it just kind of carried over from my mom and grandma. And I don't know, it just, I feel like the more I'm reading, the more I'm praying, the more I'm reading the Bible, the more I'm going down this journey, even though it's only been about 2 weeks, I feel like the more my eyes are opening, the more I'm seeing all of, the ways that the darkness and the demons and Satan's been in my life, and how this door's been here, and all these things that I thought, um, I'm like, oh, wait, hold on. That's actually not what was happening. This was actually Satan. And I'm just like, I definitely feel like now that my eyes are being open, I'm definitely feeling like I'm being attacked more. Um, like it's more noticeable. Because I don't have dreams about demons. Like that, what happened this morning was not normal for me. So, um, yeah, I don't know, guys. I only prayed once today right now, and even then it wasn't long. And I think I'm gonna pray again tonight. Like I'm gonna have like a real deep praying session tonight. I think I need to, because yeah, definitely. I don't know, guys. My mind is just ugh, right now. Okay, let's get started on our chapters today. Let's rock and roll.
When Isaac was old and his eyes were so weak that he could not see, he called his older son Esau and said to him, "My son." And he answered, "Here I am." He said, "Look, I am old and do not know the day of my death. So now take your hunting gear, your quiver and bow, and go out in the field to hunt some game for me. Then make me a delicious meal that I love and bring it to me to eat, so that I can bless you before I die." Now Rebekah was listening to what Isaac said to his son Esau. So while Esau went to the field to hunt some game to bring in, Rebekah said to her son Jacob, "Listen, I heard your father talking with your brother Esau. He said, 'Bring me game and make a delicious meal for me to eat, so that I can bless you in the Lord's presence before I die.' Now, my son, listen to me and do what I tell you. Go to the flock and bring me 2 choice young goats, and I will make them into a delicious meal for your father, the kind he loves. Then take it to your father to eat, so that he may bless you before he dies." Jacob answered Rebekah his mother, "Look, my brother Esau is a hairy man, but I am a man with smooth skin. Suppose my father touches me, then I will be revealed to him as a deceiver and bring a curse rather than a blessing on myself." His mother said to him, "Your curse be on me, my son. Just obey me and go get them for me." So he went and got the goats and brought them to his mother. And his mother made the delicious food his father loved. Then Rebekah.
I just have to mention this. I'm like sitting here and I'm feeling like I just want to crawl out of my skin. Like I don't want to pay attention. I'm having trouble like just even listening. I feel like I'm feeling irritated that I'm doing this right now. And I'm just like, I was watching this video the other day that said that when you have like a demonic stronghold, like this is part of Satan and the demons trying to get you to not read his word, to not have God in your life, to, you know, debilitate or, reduce that connection you're trying to form with God. And I definitely am like sensing that really strongly today, especially right now. Like, I'm just irritated. I'm like, I don't, it's like, I feel like I want to crawl out of my skin right now. But I think the fact that like my eyes are being opened and I know that that's what's happening, like I just know it. I know it in my gut that this is what's happening. Um, Satan's just trying really hard to keep a hold on me, because he knows that he's losing me. And I can just feel it. And so I'm definitely going to power through this right now, but I'm sorry that if I don't comment on certain things, I'm just trying to concentrate the best that I can right now through this. So let's keep going.
The best clothes of her older son Esau, which were in the house, and had her younger son Jacob wear them. She put the skins of the young goats on his hands and the smooth part of his neck. Then she handed the delicious food and the bread she had made to her son Jacob. When he came to his father, he said, "My father." And he answered, "Here I am. Who are you, my son?" Jacob replied to his father, "I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done as you told me. Please sit up and eat some of my game so that you may bless me." But Isaac said to his son, "How did you ever find it so quickly, my son?" He replied, "Because the Lord your God made it happen for me." Then Isaac said to Jacob, "Please come closer so I can touch you, my son. Are you really my son Esau or not?" So Jacob came closer to his father Isaac. When he touched him, he said, "The voice is the voice of Jacob, but the hands are the hands of Esau." He did not recognize him because his hands were hairy like those of his brother Esau, so he blessed him. Again he asked, "Are you really my son Esau?" And he replied, "I am." Then he said, "Bring it closer to me, and let me eat some of my son's game so that I can bless you." Jacob brought it closer to him, and he ate. He brought him wine, and he drank. Then his father Isaac said to him, "Please come closer and kiss me, my son." So he came closer and kissed him. When Isaac smelled his clothes, he blessed him and said, "Ah, the smell of my son is like the smell of a field that the Lord has blessed. May God give to you, from the dew of the sky and from the richness of the land, an abundance of grain and new wine. May people serve you and nations bow in homage to you. Be master over your relatives. May your mother's sons bow in homage to you. Those who curse you will be cursed, and those who bless you will be blessed." As soon as Isaac had finished blessing Jacob, and Jacob had left the presence of his father Isaac, his brother Esau arrived from his hunting. He had also made some delicious food and brought it to his father. He said to his father, "Let my father get up and eat some of his son's game, so that you may bless me." But his father Isaac said to him, "Who are you?" He answered, "I am Esau, your firstborn son." Isaac began to tremble uncontrollably. "Who was it then," he said, "who hunted game and brought it to me? I ate it all before you came in, and I blessed him. Indeed, he will be blessed." When Esau heard his father's words, he cried out with a loud and bitter cry and said to his father, "Bless me too, my father." But he replied, "Your brother came deceitfully and took your blessing." So he said, "Isn't he rightly named Jacob? For he has cheated me twice now. He took my birthright, and look, now he has taken my blessing." Then he asked, "Haven't you saved a blessing for me?" But Isaac answered Esau, "Look, I have made him a master over you, have given him all of his relatives as his servants, and have sustained him with grain and new wine. What then can I do for you, my son?" Esau said to his father, Do you have only one blessing, my father? Bless me too, my father. And Esau wept loudly. His father Isaac answered him, Look, your dwelling place will be away from the richness of the land, away from the dew of the sky above. You will live by your sword, and you will serve your brother. But when you rebel, you will break his yoke from your neck. Esau held a grudge against Jacob because of the blessing his father had given him. And Esau determined in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are approaching. Then I will kill my brother Jacob. When the words of her older son Esau were reported to Rebekah, she summoned her younger son Jacob and said to him, Listen, your brother Esau is consoling himself by planning to kill you. So now, my son, listen to me. Flee at once to my brother Laban in Haran, and stay with him for a few days, until your brother's anger subsides, until your brother's rage turns away from you, and he forgets what you have done to him. Then I will send for you and bring you back from there. Why should I lose you both in one day? So Rebekah said to Isaac, I'm sick of my life because of these Hethite girls. If Jacob marries someone from around here, like these Hethite girls, what good is my life? So Isaac summoned Jacob, blessed him, and commanded him, Do not marry a Canaanite girl. Go at once to Padan Aram, to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father. Marry one of the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. May God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you, so that you become an assembly of peoples. May God give you and your offspring the blessing of Abraham, so that you may possess the land where you live as a foreigner, the land God gave to Abraham. So Isaac sent Jacob to Padan Aram, to Laban, son of Bethuel the Aramean, the brother of Rebekah, the mother of Jacob and Esau. Esau noticed that Isaac blessed Jacob and sent him to Padan Aram to get a wife there. When he blessed him, Isaac commanded Jacob, Do not marry a Canaanite girl. And Jacob listened to his father and mother and went to Padan Aram. Esau realized that his father Isaac disapproved of the Canaanite women. So Esau went to Ishmael and married, in addition to his other wives, Mahalath, daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son. She was the sister of Nebaioth. Jacob left Beersheba and went toward Haran. He reached a certain place and spent the night there because the sun had set. He took one of the stones from the place, put it there at his head, and lay down in that place. And he dreamed. A stairway was set on the ground with its top reaching the sky, and God's angels were going up and down on it. The Lord was standing there beside him, saying, I am the Lord, the God of your father Abraham, and the God of Isaac. I will give you and your offspring the land on which you are lying. Your offspring will be like the dust of the earth, and you will spread out toward the west, the east, the north, and the south. All the peoples on earth will be blessed through you and your offspring. Look, I am with you, and will watch over you wherever you go. I will bring you back to this land, for I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. When Jacob awoke from his sleep, he said, Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it. He was afraid and said, What an awesome place this is! This is none other than the house of God. This is the gate of heaven.
My daughter woke up from her nap. I have to pause this. Hold on.
Woke from
Hey guys, I'm back. Um, Sorry, my daughter. I do these while she naps, and sometimes she wakes up. Um, Before I started recording again right now, I actually prayed, um, and I'm already feeling a little bit better. I don't know if you can tell. um, I actually started off praying by um, talking, uh, you know, to Satan and his demons and just telling them like, no more, I'm not going to fear you guys. Like, you don't have no control over me. And just kind of like basically just like putting my foot down. And then I ended the prayer with talking to God and just really just trying to like let him in and just really feel him and let the light in and just like asking him to protect me and especially my daughter and my husband and my whole, the whole family that lives here because we live in my in law's house, my husband's parents' house. So it's his parents, his brother, my husband, me, and our daughter. We all live here. And there's definitely, I sensed it from the first time that I came here, long before we lived here, that there was like a darkness here. And now that I've been living here for about 9 months now, I definitely know that there's some demons lurking around this family. And I can just see it, sense it, I feel it just in the energy of the home. And I've known that since I first time I set foot into this home. I felt it. I just felt the energy was off and a little dark. And now that I've been living here, it makes complete sense. Like I know what's going on. And I'm really just praying to God, asking Him to help me, remove these demons out of this home and out of these people's lives, including my own. And then, I'm also like, if there's anything that I can do to help with this process, help with getting them out, just guide me in what that's supposed to do. And I'm feeling better already. Like, just that, like, couple minute prayer before I started recording again has already, like, I'm feeling like less agitated. I'm feeling lighter. I'm not feeling so like irritable. Like I'm ready to actually like finish the, today's chapters and actually really like hear what he's saying, what the Bible's saying. And I think actually I'm going to pray again tonight before I go to bed, another deep prayer. And then I think I'm going to actually reread these chapters today because I'm not sinking in what's happening today at all. So, guys, it just like, it just shocks me how strong prayer can be. And, because I can even just feel it in like my scapula, like shoulder area. I was feeling so agitated right now and I felt like a weight and I was feeling like I wanted to crawl out of my skin and I'm already feeling like it lightening. I feel lighter. I don't feel like I want to crawl out of my skin as much. I already feel like a little less like agitated and irritable. Like, um, I don't know. It's just the more I go into this journey, it's like every day I'm just more and more like, wow, like I understand now why people who are, devout believers go and say all the time. They're not afraid to go out in public and tell random people Jesus Christ loves you, believe in God, pray. Like they're not afraid to say those things, and they, are always like talking and saying stuff to random people. Like I just watched a video today of this guy on an airplane just randomly telling people how God saved him and how Jesus loves you all and telling them all this stuff. And it was only like a minute or two or whatever, but and now where I'm at currently, I understood what he was saying and why he was doing it. A month ago, I would have been just like those people on the plane that you saw in the video that were like quiet but listening, but not really like we're just kind of another Jesus person over here spouting their stuff, like annoyed, like I just want to get off the plane, like now that my eyes are being opening and God has called on me to let him into my life, I'm just like, it's like I see things so differently now. And it's like I'm opening my eyes more and more every day. And it's just like, and nothing's changed. My environment hasn't changed at all. But it's like, it's the wildest thing, you guys. Like, I just can't even like fully comprehend it still. Like, I'm still just shocked. Like, I don't know, guys. I just I'm feeling the spirit right now. Okay. We need to finish today's chapters because I gotta go downstairs to eat dinner with my baby girl.
His sleep, he said, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it." He was afraid and said, "What an awesome place this is! This is none other than the house of God. This is the gate of heaven." Early in the morning, Jacob took the stone that was near his head and set it up as a marker. He poured oil on top of it and named the place Bethel, though previously the city was named Luz. Then Jacob made a vow, "If God will be with me and watch over me during this journey I'm making, if he provides me with food to eat and clothing to wear, and if I return safely to my father's family, then the Lord will be my God. This stone that I have set up as a marker will be God's house, and I will give to you a tenth of all that you give me." Jacob resumed his journey and went to the eastern country. He looked and saw a well in a field. 3 flocks of sheep were lying there beside it, because the sheep were watered from this well. But a large stone covered the opening of the well. The shepherds would roll the stone from the opening of the well and water the sheep when all the flocks were gathered there. Then they would return the stone to its place over the well's opening. Jacob asked the men at the well, "My brothers, where are you from?" "We are from Haran," they answered. "Do you know..."
Guys, I just have to like mention this right now because it's just like I just think it's not funny, but just like interesting. I feel like yesterday and the day before, I didn't really notice the music that much. And I have no control over the music. This is completely the app, the Dwell app. This is all it's doing. I haven't chosen the music or nothing or controlling it or volume or nothing. It's automatic. And I noticed the past 2 days there wasn't that much music. And then today there was a lot of music. And I don't know if you guys are noticing like I am. The beginning music was very like, I don't know, like not dark, but it was like intense. And now that I'm feeling better and I prayed right now, like when I paused the video and now we're back, it's all calming and serene and like, oh, I don't believe in coincidences, guys. Just saying.
Laban, Nahor's grandson? Jacob asked them. They answered, "We know him." "Is he well?" Jacob asked. "Yes," they said, "and here is his daughter Rachel, coming with his sheep." Then Jacob said, "Look, it is still broad daylight. It's not time for the animals to be gathered. Water the flock, then go out and let them graze." But they replied, "We can't until all the flocks have been gathered, and the stone is rolled from the well's opening. Then we will water the sheep." While he was still speaking with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she was a shepherdess. As soon as Jacob saw his uncle Laban's daughter Rachel with his sheep, he went up and rolled the stone from the opening and watered his uncle Laban's sheep. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and wept loudly. He told Rachel that he was her father's relative, Rebekah's son. She ran and told her father. When Laban heard the news about his sister's son Jacob, he ran to meet him, hugged him, and kissed him. Then he took him to his house, and Jacob told him all that had happened. Laban said to him, "Yes, you are my own flesh and blood." After Jacob had stayed with him a month, Laban said to him, "Just because you're my relative, should you work for me for nothing? Tell me what your wages should be." Now Laban had 2 daughters. The older was named Leah, and the younger was named Rachel. Leah had tender eyes, but Rachel was shapely and beautiful. Jacob loved Rachel, so he answered Laban, I'll work for you 7 years for your younger daughter Rachel." Laban replied, "Better that I give her to you than to some other man. Stay with me." So Jacob worked 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed like only a few days to him because of his love for her. Then Jacob said to Laban, "Since my time is complete, give me my wife so I can sleep with her." So Laban invited all the men of the place and sponsored a feast. That evening, Laban took his daughter Leah and gave her to Jacob, and he slept with her. And Laban gave his slave Zilpah to his daughter Leah as her slave. When morning came, there was Leah. So he said to Laban, "What have you done to me? Wasn't it for Rachel that I worked for you? Why have you deceived me?" Laban answered, "It is not the custom in our country to give the younger daughter in marriage before the firstborn. Complete this week of wedding celebration, and we will also give you this younger one in return for working yet another 7 years for me." And Jacob did just that. He finished the week of celebration, and Laban gave him his daughter Rachel as his wife. And Laban gave his slave Bilhah to his daughter Rachel as her slave. Jacob slept with Rachel also, and indeed, he loved Rachel more than Leah, and he worked for Laban another 7 years. When the Lord saw that Leah was neglected, he opened her womb, but Rachel was unable to conceive. Leah conceived, gave birth to a son, and named him Reuben, for she said, "The Lord has seen my affliction. Surely my husband will love me now." She conceived again, gave birth to a son, and said, "The Lord heard that I am neglected, and has given me this son also." So she named him Simeon. She conceived again, gave birth to a son, and said, "At last, my husband will become attached to me, because I have borne 3 sons for him." Therefore, he was named Levi. And she conceived again, gave birth to a son, and said, "This time I will praise the Lord." Therefore she named him Judah. Then Leah stopped having children.
Okay, guys, there you have it. We finished today's chapters. I'm for sure going to reread these chapters again tonight, because I definitely, um, before I paused the video and prayed, I was not listening. Like, I was listening, but I wasn't. And then this morning when I was recording it, I had trouble listening as well, like at all. So I only like remember bits and pieces. So I think I need to really pray deeply tonight, like really deeply. And then I think I need to reread these again, so that we can, start fresh tomorrow. And I'm definitely going to pray really a lot about, you know, asking God to help protect me during the nighttime, um, from, the demons and the darkness and everything, because, in hindsight, in my past, my whole life, that was where I was, visited the most. That was where I felt them the most, was at nighttime. So I'm definitely gonna just pray so much about this, because I'm done. Now that my eyes are being opened, I'm not going backwards. I'm not. Like, so much has happened in this 2 weeks that I can't even, the thought of even going back to how I was about 2 weeks ago just isn't even a thought that I'm having. So, um, yeah, I'm really like, doubling down, and I'm not going to allow myself to fall back into, these demonic strongholds that I've been under for so long. So, all right, you guys. Well, I will, join me tomorrow for day 10. Super excited. Everyone have a great night.